Everyone, welcome back to the next video. In this video I will show you how you can show front camera as well as back camera simultaneously in React Native's new architecture for Android using Camera X. So this feature is called concurrent cameras. Let me show you guys the output. I have recorded the output. So here is the output. So I'll just play this video. So first it is asking me for camera permission. I'll just give the camera permission, and here you can see this is my front camera, as you can see over here, and at the top left hand side here you can see my back camera. Once I click on take photo, it captures my front camera, but it doesn't need to capture only the front camera, it can also capture the back camera. So I'll show you, I will show you what code changes you need to do in case if you want to capture back camera and not front camera. And instead of showing front camera at the center, you can also show back camera, and you can show front camera in the place of back camera as well. So you can do vice versa. This is just an example which I'm showing. So I'll just play this video again. So here you can see this is how the output looks like, and if I click on take photo, it is captured my photo and displayed inside an image view. Firstly, we will be using native code. I'm not using any third-party library. Second important thing which I want to tell you guys is, if I just move back, here you can see the back camera is displayed on the top left side corner, right? I actually am trying to display it on the bottom right hand side corner, but for some reason it still gets stuck on the top left side corner. I don't really understand why. This code, exact same code, works perfectly fine in native Android and Flutter, but this is another one of those React Native thing which doesn't make any sense. So I got frustrated and I gave up entirely on it. I think it might be related to I'm using constraint layout, but anyways, maybe you guys can figure it out. The core functionality is working perfectly fine. So yeah, let's get started. So as you can see, first you need to come to this particular documentation, because we will be following this documentation. So at the time of me recording, I'm using React Native 81, which is the latest. Then first you need to create a React Native project. Instead of demo, you can write your own project name. We don't anyways require CocoaPods because this is only an Android specific tutorial and not iOS. Then they ask you to run this command. So don't run this command yet. We will be doing all this manually. Like, running this command does not make any sense. And other important thing is, wherever you see web view inside this particular tutorial, we will be replacing it with my camera. So web view does not make sense in our case. We are not creating a web view. In this tutorial they are creating a web view, but in our case it is called my camera. You can name it whatever you feel like, but instead of my camera. But if you are doing this for the very first time, I highly suggest to do what I am doing, because that particular name of my camera will be used in lot of places. So it's very easy, you can make a mess out of it. So it's better you follow what I am doing. So again, ignore this command. We will be creating this manually. So here you can see I have created a React Native project. I'll just close everything. Then the first thing is you need to create a specs folder in the root of your React Native project. So here you can see I have created this. So that's what they have told, right? So that's what I have created over here, specs folder. Inside this we need to create a file called TypeScript file, but the TypeScript file name in their case it is webview native component.ts. Like I told you, instead of webview we will be writing my camera, right? So that's what I have written, my camera native component.ts. Now this native component is also important because we will be running code generation command. If you don't write this native components, React Native won't be able to find on which file it needs to run code generation. So this is my TypeScript file. Now I have mostly copy pasted it from this particular piece of code, but I have made few changes. Firstly, this is the result string. So this is the output event which we are passing. So here they have given something else, right? Web view script loaded event, but here it is a result. So this result will be basically the captured image, and we will be sending the path of the captured image back to React Native side. And here you can see they have taken one prop. I don't require this prop, that's why I have only taken this on image taken event. And again, instead of everywhere, instead of web view I have written my camera everywhere. So rest of the code remains same, just replace web view with my camera. Then if you see, they have created this inside this package.json file they have added this code. So I have added the same code over here, as you can see, but again instead of web view, okay, so this should not be web view. I messed it up, I guess. Okay, let me see. Am I importing it? Sorry about this. It shouldn't have been web view. Let me see where else I have used. Okay, so this should be com.myCamera. okay, this should be custom my camera. Okay, and here also it should be custom my camera. So I'll just copy this and I'll paste it here. Sorry about this. So yeah, something like this. Okay, next, once you have made all these changes inside your package.json file, you need to run this npm install command, right? So you can just go to your React Native project and just run npm install. This step is missing in the documentation. Next, we inside our next we need to run this command. So before you run this command, what you need to do is just go to the main Android folder over here, go to app, src, main, java, com, and here create a folder called my camera. Like I said, we won't be creating web view, we will be creating folder called my camera. That's what they have given at the top as well. If you see over here, they have specified it over here, web view, right? But in our case it is my camera. So that's what I have done over here. Once that is done, so next we need to run that particular command. So I'll just scroll down again, I'll just copy this particular command and I'll paste it over here. So I'll just run this. So this will do code generation for us. Now in your case it might take a bit of time. I have already ran this command, so it should be pretty quick. Let's see. I think it is taking a bit of time. Anyways, let it do its thing. In the meantime, let's just scroll down. So this particular file we will be writing at the very last, because this is actually the main logic which will differ completely. We can't really copy paste this code. In the meantime, what you can do is you can create this particular file. Again, instead of web view, it will be react my camera manager.kt file, right? So let's see. So here you can see build has successfully created. Then just go to com my camera. First create this react my camera manager.kt. So here you need to give your own package name, so whatever folder name you have created. Now this particular file I have copy pasted from the documentation from this particular, but I have made again few changes. So firstly, wherever you see web view, just write my camera. So as you can see, I have written my camera everywhere in the code. Second important thing is I am not using this because we don't have a prop, so I have completely removed this. And third, instead of on script loaded, we have this on image taken, right? So that's the change which I have done. Rest everything mostly I have copied it from the documentation. Now again let's go to the documentation, and here you can see we have this react web view package.kt. So that's what I have created over here, react my camera package.kt. Again I have copy pasted this from the documentation. Again, instead of web view, everywhere you have to write my camera. So as you can see here, everywhere I have written my camera. So that's all there is to it. So if I just quickly show it to you, here you can see we have my camera over here. Now let's see how to use it as well. We'll see the actual implementation later on. So first go to app.tsx, and these are all the imports which I have added. Okay, then if I scroll down, here is the state for our image URL which we get from native Android side. Here I'm just checking for camera permission. Here I'm checking whether the user is using Android 10 or above, because from Android 10 and above we don't require the write external storage permission. So here I have defined a method. Depending on the Android version, I'm requesting the permission, and here I have this whether the permission is granted or not. And if camera permission is granted, then I'm just changing the state as well as over here. Okay, and then inside use effect, I'm just requesting this camera and storage permission. If image URI is not equal to empty, then display the image using this image element. Else, if the camera permission is granted, then display this my camera component where you saw the front and back camera along with the take photo button. All is handled by this particular component. Else we just say display text saying camera permission not granted, and these are all the styles for it. So okay, so hopefully you got the point. Now what is the next step? Okay, now we'll have to write the actual code. So if you see over here, they have also done the same thing. Okay, and there is one more thing which I forgot. So you need to do this inside main application as well. So go to your main like this main package or main React Native project, go to main application.kt. you have to add this particular import. So we have already created this file, right? So that's import you have to add, and you have to also add this particular line of code as well. So this is very important. And if you see the rest of the things, these are done as well. So yeah, next, now coming to the actual implementation. So first you need to go to android manifest.xml. you need to add this uses feature of Android hardware camera permission as well as write external storage permission. Then you need to go to this build.gradle file. You need to scroll down at the very bottom. Here you need to add camera core. Now at the time of me recording this video, this version of camera core. So we require 1.5.0 of camera core. That is very important, because this concurrent camera feature is only available from Camera X version 1.5.0, but at the time of me recording it is still in RC01. If it does become stable by the time you guys are watching this video, make sure you use the stable version. So to use the stable version, you just have to replace it like this, okay, everywhere in all of this. So I'll just do it like this again. So you have to add this camera core, camera 2, camera life cycle, camera view, camera extension. Then here is the app compat dependency, and here is the constraint layout. So I was talking to you, right, why the secondary back camera is coming on the top left hand side. I don't know, I think constraint layout is causing the issue. Again, I don't think the issue is with constraint layout itself, it is issue with React Native only, because same constraint layout code works perfectly fine with Flutter and native Android. So I don't know why this is causing an issue. Anyways, next you need to create this react my camera.kt file. Now this is actually implementation, so brace yourself a little bit. So firstly, these are all the imports, so I'll simply scroll through this. Feel free to pause the video and just copy all this import. Then we are extending from constraint layout and lifecycle observer. Here we get hold of our context. This is our capture button. Then here we have primary and secondary camera selector. Here is our image capture as well, and here is our camera executor as well. Then here we initialize viewfinder 1, which is for the front camera, this is for the back camera. But like I said, you can use this for front and this for back as well. I will show you that shortly. Here we get hold of our current activity. Then we set layout params for our constraint layout. We initialize this constraint set. Then here we set the viewfinder 1 ID. Then here we call this particular method. I'll talk more about this, why we are doing this. Then we add the viewfinder 1 to our constraint layout. Then here we constrain it to all sides of the screen so that it occupies the entire width and height of the screen. Then same for viewfinder 2. Again, here I am calling this separate method called install hierarchy fitter 2, and I want the width and height to be 300 by 300. And we are here, you can see I'm constraining it to the right hand side bottom, but I don't know why it is coming to the left hand side top. This is beyond me. This is some kind of React Native's black magic. And here we set for our button as well. So here I set capture button ID, text, background color, text color. Then add the capture button to our constraint layout, and here we are constraining to the bottom of the screen. So here you can see the capture button is constraining fine, the first camera preview is constraining fine, but I don't know what's the issue with the second camera or viewfinder 2. Then we have to do constraint set dot apply. Then we add a click listener to our take photo. Then here we override on attached to window, and if we have the camera permission, then we just do viewfinder 1 dot post call start camera. Then on detach from window, we just do camera executor dot shutdown. Now here is the main code. So why do we need to write this code? So this is a bug in React Native which has not been solved since last 8 years. If you don't do this, you will see a black screen. You will not able to see your live camera preview. That's why we need to do this. If you want to learn more about it, you can go to this particular issue over here. So this is for camera viewfinder 1, right, the front camera. Similarly, we have to do it for back camera as well. Now the thing which I changed for back camera is I have passed 300 by 300 over here. So I'm not sure if this 300 by 300 is making the live camera, the back camera to align at the top left. I'm not sure, but if you don't so here you can see we are passing measured width and measured height. If you pass measured width and measured height for this as well, then this second camera, the back camera, will overlap on front camera. Even though the constraints are not such, it will still overlaps. So this was one of the other headache. Now where did I get 300 by 300? So whatever width and height you pass for over here, okay, same width and height, make sure you pass it over. In case if your front camera is not occupying the entire width and height, then here also you will need to change it. Hopefully you got the point. Again, this is a React Native's black magic. Unfortunately can't do anything about it. Then here we have a start camera method where we define our aspect ratio strategy. Here is our resolution selector. Then here is our camera provider future. Then we get add a listener to it. We get hold of our camera provider. Then here we get default back camera. Then here we loop over all through this. Now another important thing which I forgot to tell you, this concurrent camera feature is not supported in all devices. So if you have a Pixel or a OnePlus, I am pretty sure that would be supported, or a high-end Samsung Galaxy device, it will be supported. But if you are using a cheap Android device, I'm pretty sure it will not be supported. So in case if your device does not support it, I have what I'm doing, I'm just showing the main camera, the front camera. In case of front, you can also show the back camera, but you will be only able to see one camera at a time. You won't be able to see concurrent camera. So here I'm just looping all through it. Here is our primary camera selector, here is our secondary camera selector. Okay, so here you can see for primary I'm passing lens facing front, for secondary I'm passing lens facing back. If you want to make primary as back, just replace this over here and replace this over here. So that's all you need to do. And if it is null, then I'm making both of them null. Okay, else I'm breaking it. And if here I'm just checking if they are null, then I'm just displaying a toast message that concurrent camera is not available on your device. In that case, I'm hiding viewfinder 2, I'm initializing the preview, I'm initializing image capture, and we unbind our camera provider, we bind it to the life cycle. That's it. In case if your device does support both concurrent cameras, then here we first initialize primary view, then we initialize secondary preview view, then we initialize image capture, we initialize the primary group as well, initialize secondary group as well. Then this particular code, I don't really understand what this is. I have copied it from the documentation. So this is for primary camera, this is for the secondary camera. Then here we unbind our camera provider, we bind it to the life cycle over here, and then we pass context compat.get main executor, passing in our context. Now the take photo method. So first here we get hold of our image capture. This is the name for our captured image file. Then we do content values.apply, passing the display name, MIME type, and if Android version greater than P, we also set the relative path. Then we do image capture.output file options, passing in the content resolver, external content URIs as well as content values. Then we do image capture.take picture, passing in the output options, and here we override two methods, on error as well as on image saved. And here we send the URI of the saved image back to React Native side with the help of this method. Now even this method is a bit complicated, I'll come back to that in a bit. Now here I have just a helper method to check whether we have the required camera permissions or not, and here we have defined this variable. Now I was telling you, like, sending data from native Android side to React Native side is a bit complicated. So this is the code which you have to use. Now from where did I get this code? This I have copied it from the documentation, but I have modified it to according to our use case. So if you want to see it, you can see it over here. Here you can see it over here. So I have modified it a little. So in our case it is on image taken event, right? So that's what the inner class is all about. So yeah, that's all there is to it. If you have any questions, do let me know in the comments. Thank you for watching. Bye. Guys, I have forgot to explain two important things to you. One is very important. So inside Android app build.gradle, you need to update the min HDK version. I think, what is the min HDK version at the time of recording? So it is already 24. So here you can see if it is not 24, you will have to change it to 24. So this is very important because this Camera X 1.50 version 1.5.0 sorry requires minimum HDK to be 24. So make sure you have this 20. I think by default React Native 81 they have upgraded it to 24. If not, make sure you update it to 24. And the next thing is, which I forgot to explain it to you, which I feel many people find it interesting. So here inside React My Camera, if you remember, while clicking on take photo, it was capturing the front camera photo, right? But what if the user wants the back camera photo? So in that case it's quite simple. So here you can see inside the primary group I have added this use case of image capture, right? You can remove this use case from primary group and add it to your secondary group. That's all. You might even try adding it to both. I'm not sure what will happen, but yeah, if you want, you can try that as well. So yeah, that's it. Thank you for watching. Sorry about this. Let me know if you have any questions in the comments. Bye.